This is a good hand. Don't know why I got mismatching Sulfur Falls. I'm gonna keep talking about Savage. Yes, this is great. This is everything I want to be doing. Boom. Pass. I don't know. I think I like the new art Sulfur Falls better. Normally I like old stuff. I played with the Innistrads. I had my Sulfur Falls from Innistrad. I never got rid of them because you don't really get rid of lands. But this new one's really pretty. There we go. That's a land we needed. I'd love for them not to be on blue-white control. Matchup's just frustrating. Oh no, my loss. I beat. No, yeah, the loss was to the mirror. I beat blue-white control. White-black knights. Yeah, it's probably just like a white-black value deck. Could be Esper. They don't have any blue sources yet. So we don't have any interaction for this Glint Sleeve Siphoner. That could end up being a problem because they can generate a lot of advantage and they just kind of chip away. But the deck main boards enough interactions that we should get there pretty soon. Okay, so this, I feel confident this is just white-black. We would have seen a blue source. So we're in a good spot. History, we will Supreme Will that. I'm actually going to counter this because I don't know when I'm going to have an answer, and I don't want my answer to mandatorily be a Sweltering Suns. We don't really have any cards we're looking for, so that card is a counter spell. You use that as a dig spell whenever you're looking for something. We're going to go and play Amulet. I suggest everyone be familiar with this deck. I think this deck is great. I think it's going to be all over the online results after the weekend. If I was going to go play, I think GP Orlando is standard. If I was going to go play GP Orlando, I would be on this deck. 110% would be on this deck. And the thing is, I think I was really afraid because I think the Turbo Fog matchups could look really degenerate because the lack of interaction. Like, it could just seem like real slog fests to actually win a game. But this game can actually close out a game fairly quickly. It has a decent sideboard plan. And I think that you'll end up with players who have better hands or outplay to win those matchups without them going to time all the time. Okay. So our play here is land, and because we don't have enough to play as like a Sweltering Suns, we're going to pass and we can just Glimmer. There might be merit, depending on what they play. We could Glimmer on our turn to try to hit like an Abrade or Harness Lightning and shoot the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. That might be better. Oh, well, never mind. Okay. That's unfortunate, but we'd like to see an interaction pretty soon. It's not an interaction. 5 mana, we're not going to really worry about running Jaya out yet. Doesn't really do anything. Definitely have Vraska's Contempts in their deck. That card's about as dead of a card as there is. Knight we don't care about. Sweltering Suns one time. Yeah, so this is just white-black Knights mid-range. If we hit a Sweltering Suns, which we have 4 in the deck, bottom of the island, we will top the Glimmer. There's a Harness. There's the Suns. Alright, so now we go Jaya. She could die, but that's okay. Because then they have to choose between killing her or doing something else. Plus cast. That was a great combination right there. 3 for 1. Sounds good. We now have a Harness Lightning in hand and a Glimmer. We have a land, we have a Jaya to start making these Glimmers cost 1 mana. Knight we don't care about. Also another Knight we don't really care about. Okay, so we're going to plus for mana. And we're going to cast this Glimmer for 1 mana. That's pretty awesome. We're going to take this Sweltering Sun, put on top, put this island on bottom, and we will Sweltering Suns this board state. Go this. Cast. They're down to 2 cards in hand, so I'm not going to really get much of a better value than this. We're 1 land short of me, I'll just cast a Nexus of Fate right there. We get... It's unfortunate if they go like Vraska's Contempt on Jaya here. If they were hoping to kill it off combat, but if they had a Vraska's Contempt, they probably should have used it. But also, a lot of people just don't respect Jaya, so that's okay. So we're going to plus for mana. They probably have just dead removal spells, honestly. This land. Go to our extra turn. Alright, so we're going to discard 3 cards. Well, that's unfortunate. So we're going to play the Search. Then we have Supreme Will or Commit available. Supreme Will's probably just going to be a dig spell at this point with how much mana they have. Okay, so they just concede. Alright, so they're going to bring in a lot of discard spells, but they also have a lot of cards we want to just immediately kill. So I really don't care much for Syncopate. I'm okay with Commit. If I'm bringing down a Primal Amulet, Whirler. I think Whirler's okay. I don't think I want Commits. So I'm bringing down another Primal Amulet and bring out Supreme Will. Go to 1 Supreme Will. I think this is fine. We just go mass red removal spells. This is fine. They have cast outs. They probably have Invoke in the sideboard, so we don't really want to count on Primal Amulet winning the game. This deck's great. I think I don't think there's a better version of this deck. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 6, 7 2 or less mana spot removals. We have Sweltering Suns and Hour of Devastations if they go wide. We have Fight with Fires. There could be merit in bringing in Negates, but this deck normally outside of like Karn doesn't have a lot of like Planeswalkers, and Hour of Devastation can still kind of do some work on Karn. So we're really countering Karn, Vraska's Contempt, or maybe it's this. Might just do that because like a singleton negate's kind of nice because if we're able to counter a History Benalia on the draw, that's pretty good. Actually, bringing in hours might be too big. It probably should have been 1 hour and bring in 2 negates, but that's okay. We got 2 lands. We have a lot of 3-drops. I think this hand's okay, so we're going to keep it. We need to hit a land. Ideally a red source, but let's see. So if we can hit a red source, then we're going to probably be capable of just running this match over. Okay. We either want a red source or a removal spell. That's neither of those. Well, this might be going south real quick. Alright, so we're going to take 2. Clock's not terrible yet. History. Okay, Siphoner's fine. Not as worried about Siphoner. We have the mana. We have the ability. That's unbelievable. 26 lands. It's over a 50% chance. Alright. So there's some argument to discarding like a Whirler or a Fight with Fire. I don't really want to discard Whirler because if I just die without ever drawing another land, I would like to not show them that I brought in Whirler. Fight with Fire we can discard, or Jaya, but I guess because it's a really small percentage, but just as a way to do it. Oh, Johnny. Okay, so that could be a problem. So now we need to hit a red source, otherwise this Knight of Malice is a huge issue. Alright, so we just can see. It's ridiculous when this happens. Alright, so I don't think we need 2 hours. I'm fine with 1 hour. And I'm actually fine with no Primal Amulet and just going 3 negates, I think. I like... once I get rolling, the amulet makes life so much easier. So we're just going to keep it as... Oh, Dice Smith 60... I forgot to take out one of the negates. Well, that's unfortunate. Yes, whatever. We'll keep this one. This isn't great because we need red sources, but we have Harness Lightnings, and a lot of their guys are less than 3 toughness, so the Harness Lightning should theoretically be free rolls of the energy. We're going to need this Glimmer to do some work to get this hand out of the garbage. Duress. Okay, so they probably take Glimmer, but they could take Lightning. I don't think these decks run Lost Legacy. That's another card we have to like be concerned about. Alright, so we're going to take advantage of this opportunity where they don't have a creature in play to play the Search. Okay, we could Field a Ruin for a red source if we need to. No, I actually really want this negate. Let's see what they do. If they go History, we negate it. Because I don't think I want to deal with 2 bodies for 1 cost. Yeah, I'm just going to negate that. No, we want the Glimmer. So we can still Field of Ruin, the Concealed Courtyard. on instep and harness lightning if we want to. I think we'd rather glimmer. Just take 2 if possible. If they're missing a land drop here, that'd be really good for us. Especially if they're sitting on like a Johnny's and Carnes. Or another history. Alright, so Doomfall. I think I Glimmer here, just because I want raw cards. We might top both of these, because we need to hit land drops, so they're going to just take one of the Harness Lightnings. That's fine. Because they don't have a clock going right now, so one Harness Lightning is good enough. So they know I kept Island, because they had seen my hand earlier. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Devastation. We can put this in the graveyard. They haven't shown a lot of creatures yet, so there's not really a reason for us to go for that yet. We are currently 3-1, so we're in game 3. Last game I got stuck on 2 lands, but I think this matchup's okay. They know our hand entirely, but we still, I mean, not everybody keeps up with it very effectively online. They play in a Johnny and try to like put counters, then we'll shoot it with the Harness Lightning. Yeah, take the 2. Cast out. Oh, well, that's not good. So they're going to eat our Azcanta. Alright, but they're pretty much out of things, so we can go ahead and Harness Lightning this night, and they should have no threats. They could have attacked and before damage flashed in the cast out to try to see if I can if I would F6 them into extra damage. We do need to stop drawing lands. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we went and found one of them. Well, that's a card. We are going to need something about that. Huh? Harness Lightning works. I shouldn't have played the Sulphur Falls because they knew I had this island. Okay. It's not inconceivable that they're sitting on Vraska's Contempts and Forsake the Worldies. They would have cycled those, so maybe the one that gains 4 life to blow up my artifact. Just need to start drawing some kind of gas. A series of Nexus of Fates would work. We only have 2 Glimmers left. We could draw commit and commit the cast out at instep. And then if they don't re-flash it immediately, then we can flip it. Johnny. Yeah, instep create 3/1 white cards. Well, that's going to be a pain. The question is, are you going to go for the 7 or are you going to... Yeah. I think we just Suns cast. Just 1-for-1. They obviously just don't have threats going, so we're just going to keep the 1-for-1 cycle going, and I mean, the probability is my deck will eventually start drawing some actual action. Yep. Plus the Johnny. Make this a 4/3. Yep. We will play a Jaya. It's probably going to get Vraska's. Oh no, they don't have the mana to Vraska's Contempt yet. And we're going to cycle this land. It's a Fight with Fire. Fight with Fire could be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could actually, if they don't Vraska's Contempt, which they have, like almost immediately. Oh, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're still 2 mana away from being able to Fight with Fire kicked. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to lose this game pretty soon. We're going to need some help. Off the top of the deck. A series of Nexus of Fates would work. Alright, so that could help. Let's start that. Problem is we're not doing anything in addition to those Nexus of Fates. It's basically just like free extra draws. Do anything in our graveyard? Don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And costs 9. Yeah, so we lose. Game 2 we get stuck on 2 lands. Game 3 we just don't draw any action. So we end up 3-2. I think overall the deck is really good, and I think it's definitely worth playing. So if you're having any interest in playing Nexus of Fate, I like the deck more than Bant Turbo Fog. I think it's more proactive, and I think it plays better cards. So I would definitely give this one a shot. Like I said, every Tuesday I'll be online streaming a deck, so if you have a deck you want to see, let us know. Also, I'm starting to make YouTube deck tech, so if there's a deck that came out and you want to know how it works, you want to see kind of an explanation of the deck, let us know kind of on YouTube, or you can tweet us at MTG Deck Techs, or you can follow me on Twitter at MTG at Busted Sleeves on Twitter, and I'll tweet anytime I'm going to go live. I also post images of my deck list if you're interested in seeing the deck list. But yeah, so we end up 3-2. I think the deck was strong enough to go 4-1, 5-0 pretty easily. We just had a couple bad hands. But that is going to be it. Hey there. So thank you for jumping in.